Exporting images out of Lightroom is quite effortless. Under the File drop down, just going to Export, and the export box will come up. Customizations are nice, but they have to be put in repeatedly unless we create a preset, which is actually quite easy to do. So I have created a few over here. You can see the names: ARW Pic, Family and Friends, Files for Printing, and Instagram. Each one of them, once the settings have been put in, it's just a matter of adding and putting a name to it. So I'll just give you an example. Let's just take this image here. I want this image to go to Instagram. Now, I've found out by doing a search that as of July 2015, Instagram changed from 612 pixels to an ideal dimension of 1080 pixel to keep up with Retina and other high-resolution displays. So I've decided then that that's the format that I'm going to output to. So I'll go back to that export box by clicking on Instagram here. I'm saving all my files to Dropbox so that they're available on my iPad. So once the folder has been selected, and then I've created a subfolder inside there where everything goes, I decide to rename my files. So I like keeping my date and the file name, and I've just put IG prepended to the start of that file name. My format, I'm going with an 80 quality, resize and to fit on the long edge, 1080 pixels. I'm doing a standard sharpen, my watermark, www.robertwatcher.com, to be on the bottom right hand side. Once all those are set, it's just a matter of adding, and that will be saved. Then when I export that, and if I go over to Lightroom, and there's the file sitting in there. So that file is 864 by 1080 pixels. That's all available then on Dropbox on my iPad. The other export preset was Family and Friends. I've got this new folder on Dropbox. I've gone a little bit smaller just because I found 1024 is good for emailing, but I don't want my watermark, so I've unchecked that. I'll export this one out, and so then the size of it, 819 by 1024. A third option that I want, I'd have a setting for File for Printing. I've chosen a folder later. The reason is it'll come up and ask where I want to send it, and I quite often use a flash drive to send the file to. I'm using a preset that I've called File for Print, which prepends www.robertwatcher.com. That way, if I send it to a printer, they can't figure out whose file it is. I've got that identification there. Here I've gone with 100%, and I don't want any resizing. And I'm going to take out sharpening because I prefer to do that in the Develop module. And I don't want a watermark on it. I'm going to just export this to my desktop. There's the file there. And we can see that it has been output. It's a 10 megabyte file at 3377 by 4221 resolution. Ready for printing. My other option is actually an Ftp preset. So I have a website that I've built where I can store my images for entering those pictures onto forums and various online places. I'm renaming it to AP. I've picked a quality of 60, and I've just found 960 is about a maximum I want to go at this point in time. I'm going to sharpen, and I want my copyright on here. Now, we can see down here FTP server. This has been set up to go directly to my server. I'm going to export this. So then if we go over to ARW Pic, and there we can see their thumbnail, the large one that'll be going into forums. And what I've created is some coding in here so that it provides me the URLs and BB codes. So if I click on this and copy that, that provides me the code that I can drop into a forum. And so it's just a great way to be able to manage your exports in Lightroom.